Hello all and welcome back to the channel. As you all know that I'm making the videos on pronoun personal and today's topic is also about pronoun personal. So let's start. We use vous to represent you or second person plural, third person singular, le or l apostrophe, and for plural we use les to represent them. Third person feminine, la or l apostrophe to represent her or it, and in feminine plural also we use les for them. The direct object pronouns replaces the noun of a person or a thing for finding whether it is COD or not. Two questions are always asked, who or what, after the verb. COD is very simple. Why we use COD? To avoid the repetition of the verb. Subject, verb and object. As there is no break or preposition in between, that's why it's called COD, direct. There is a direct link between the verb and the object. No break in between or no preposition in between. That's why it's called COD. What you listen? The radio. Answer is radio. I don't want to repeat the word radio. I will be making the pronoun of it with l'apostrophe. Vous l'écoutez. Pronouns are placed before the conjugated verb in present tense. Vous achetez les fruits? Again, subject, verb and object. No break in between. The link is there is a direct link between the object and the verb. That's why again COD will be placed here. How we will be replacing it? How we will replace the fruits word with the them, because it's plural. Vous les achetez. You purchased them. Vous rencontrez vos amis. You met your friends. Subject, verb and object is here. Where it will be placed? It will be placed just before the conjugated verb. Whom you met? You met them. You, them, met. As per the English. Caroline aime sa mère. Again, whom Caroline loves? Caroline, subject, aim is your verb and sa mère is your object here. We have to replace the object. I don't want to repeat the object again. That's why we are using COD. Caroline l'aime. In the following slides, you will be learning where the CODs are placed, because each and every tense has its own position of replacing the COD. So let's start. In present tense, COD is placed before the verb. As we all know, in present tense, we have only one singular conjugated verb and COD is placed before the conjugated verb. For example, Pauline achète les pommes. What should purchase? She purchased les pommes. To avoid the word les pommes, I'm using pronoun. Yes, Pauline les achète. Where it's placed before the conjugated verb. But in English, we place them after the verb. Again, I'm telling, in English, we place them after the verb purchased them. But in French, them or the COD is placed before the conjugated verb. Il fait son devoir. I'm asking, is he doing his homework? Yes, he did it. I'm replacing it with le because the homework word is masculine. If I would have written anything else like gom, or she did her something, her activity in feminine, I would have made it la. But the word here, the object here is masculine. That's why I'm replacing it with the masculine word only. As you can see again, in English we place pronoun after the verb. He did it. But in French, it's placed before the conjugated verb. Question number third. Est-ce que tu lis ce livre? Did you read this book? You read this book. This book is your object. We have to replace this object, and this object will be placed before the conjugated verb. As you can see, book is masculine. That's why I'm putting le here. We, je le lis. Yes, I read it. Sorry, I've written here he. Question number 4. Vous invitez ma fille et moi. I'm considering it as a feminine only. You invited my daughter and me. Yes, I invited you both. I made it plural, feminine plural. This slide will show where in present tense in negative we have to place the COD. Question number 1. Pauline achète les pommes. Did Pauline purchase the apples? No, Pauline ne les achète pas. As you can see, I have replaced the pronoun before the conjugated verb. Again, no, Pauline ne les achète pas. It's placed before the conjugated verb. As you can see the difference in English, we place them after the conjugated verb, them. Second, il fait son devoir. Is he doing his homework? No, il ne le fait pas. Again, the object here is masculine, replacing it with the masculine pronoun le. Est-ce que tu lis ce livre? Did you read this book? No, subject, ne, pronoun, conjugated verb and pas. No, je ne le lis pas. I didn't read it. It's again placed before the conjugated verb. Fourth, vous invitez ma fille et moi. I'm asking someone that did you invited me and my daughter. He or she didn't invited us, so we will say no, nous ne vous invitons pas. Nous is conjugated according to it. Invito is conjugated according to the subject, and this is your pronoun. Sometimes people get confused that they consider it as a subject, but this is your object. That's your COD. Pauline va les acheter. As you can see, it's placed before the infinitive verb or the verb which is not being conjugated. Pauline va les acheter. Second, I have taken the example of passer récent. Il vient de faire son devoir. He has just done his homework. Placement is pronoun is placed before the infinitive verb. Il vient de le faire. He just did it. Est-ce que tu vas lire ce livre? Are you going to read this book? Infinitive verb is here and book is masculine. We will be placing it before the infinitive verb. Oui, il va le lire. Yes, he is going to read it. Because the emphasis is, we are making the emphasis on the infinitive verb. That's why we have to replace it before the second verb. Vous venez d'inviter ma fille et moi. You have invited me and my daughter. Yes, I have just invited you both. Because again the emphasis is more on the second verb. That's why it's placed before the second verb. This slide will talk about futur proche, passé récent or double verbs in negative. Est-ce que tu vas lire ce livre? Are you going to read this book? The main focus is of this object is totally on the verb lire. That is why it will be replaced before the verb lire. No, il ne va pas le lire. First, put the conjugated verb in the ne pas, then replace the object before the second verb or the infinitive verb. Second, vous venez d'inviter ma fille et moi. You invited my daughter and me. It's in the past récent. No, nous ne venons pas de vous inviter. I have made the conjugated verb in the ne pas position first, and the main focus was on the verb invite. That is why the pronoun is placed before the infinitive verb or the second verb. Third, vous voudriez rencontrer vos amis. This is your two verbs configuration. Would you like to invite your friends? No, nous ne voudrions pas les rencontrer. I don't want to meet them. First, conjugated verb is between the ne pas, then pronoun, and it's before the infinitive verb. Fourth is present continuous. Tu es en train de vendre ta voiture. You are selling your car. First, no, je ne suis pas en train de, completing the first part of it and replacing just before the infinitive verb. I'm replacing the pronoun just before the infinitive verb. Again, it's feminine plural here. That's why I have put here accord, E and S. Armies is feminine plural. That's why we are making it third person singular. Nous les aurions rencontrés with an extra ES. Tu avais vendu ta voiture. I made this sentence in plus que parfait. Tu avais vendu ta voiture. It's a feminine thing. Je l'ai avais vendu with an extra E. Because the car word is feminine, it's replaced here, but not making it LA because the next verb is starting with a vowel. The auxiliary verb is starting the vowel. That's why it's replaced as L apostrophe here. And to represent this as a feminine, we have to make it accord. We have to put accord here. In this slide, I've made it to make it passé composé plus que parfait or future entier in negative. This slide will show where the pronouns are placed in the negative form for these verbs, these tenses. Number 1, est-ce que tu as lu ce livre? Did you read this book? In passé composé, no, je ne l'ai pas lu. It will be placed before the auxiliary verb, and we will not touch the past participle here. It's a past participle. Many people or many kids get confused. They consider it as a second verb. No, it's not your second verb. It's your past participle. Second, vous avez invité ma fille et moi. You have invited my daughter and me. No, nous ne vous avons pas invité. Again, I've considered it as a feminine plural. That's why we are putting here accord of feminine plural. Nous ne vous avons pas invité. Third, vous auriez rencontré vos amis. You met with your friends. Feminine plural. No, nous ne les aurions pas rencontrés. We didn't meet them. And it's feminine plural. Fourth, tu avais vendu ta voiture? No, je ne l'avais pas vendu. Again, it's feminine singular placed before the auxiliary verb followed by the accord because this is a feminine word. Object is feminine. This sheet is about the practice. Let me know if you have any doubt. Put them into the comment section. I will revert with the answers. Merci beaucoup and keep on watching my videos. I will be making more videos on the topic pronoms. Merci beaucoup. Au revoir.